Hello, Brent with All Octane here. In this video, I am going to be opening up some of the Hot Wheels 1/43rd scale cars that I was able to find on the pegs. Sorta. So there's a little bit of a caveat. I actually bought these two at a buy-sell trade event that I went to, and I got them for $40. I was doing that because I thought that Target had rejected some of these, and so it was going to be very hard to find them. Which makes sense because the first two were, or first four were kind of peg warmers. I mean, you can still find the Lamborghini and Corvette everywhere. The price is pretty steep. So again, that being said, I had heard from the gentleman that I bought these from that they Target had rejected them, which kind of made sense because they probably have way too many and they didn't want to keep piling these up in their stores. Now, if you think that it would make sense that he would probably want more for these, right? No, I paid $40 total for these two. So it's $20 a car. On the pegs, these are $24.99. So I saved $10 by buying it from him, which is kind of cool. But again, I have a little caveat because I did find them on the pegs. Technically, like 4 days later, I found them on the pegs and I would have been able to buy them, both of them. They both were on the pegs. So I'm going to say that I found them on the pegs, even though I didn't buy them from the pegs because I still found them. So that being said, let's go ahead and open these up. The coolest part about the 1/43rd scale cars is they come in their own protectors. So you can just simply slip them back in and that's how you can store them. And they store nicely, just 2x2, just like that. And so you can have all 6. I didn't think I was going to be buying the 1/43rd scale cars because they are pretty expensive, but at $20 a car, it's still expensive, but it's less than $25 a car. So if I save $10, if they run, what is it, 4 sets, I can buy another set, basically. Wow, the Skyline is epic. So this thing is absolutely fantastic. It has the black 5-spoke Nismo rims, yellow calipers on this thing. I forget what this paint is called, but they definitely captured it really well. It's got the 1 hood scoop on it. It would have been cool if there were 2, but I think that's because of what it is. I think this is a, yeah, it's the V-Spec 2 Nurmbering. I believe that's what that is, the N-U-R. So that's what makes it, well, I mean, it's definitely a Nismo. Let's see if we can get that to, yeah, it's a Nurmbering edition. That's what makes this so epic. Love the quad taillights. This is by far one of the coolest features. Oh, and these are actually like plastic too. It's not tampoed on there. That's actually like real headlights, which is amazing to see from Hot Wheels because they don't normally do that in their other ranges. Absolutely fantastic front end as well. One of the coolest cars ever made. Oh, and it's got nice exhaust, transmission, control arms. Oh man, this thing is fantastic. So yeah, you never know if these are going to go away, if or when they'll go away, kind of like the Elite series. So, or kind of like the IDs, right? And they didn't last long, 2-3 years, and now you can't find those cars. So I decided I'm going to buy them because you never know how long they'll last. They're peg warmers now, but so were speed machines back in the day, right? Like 10, 12 years ago, 14 years ago, speed machines were peg warmers. And now some of those cars are hundreds, right? So that's why I picked them up. I'm picking these up now while they're affordable because even though they're $20 or $25, they're affordable. It's better than 100. That's just one of the best looking cars of all time, in my opinion, the Nissan Skyline R34. So it is, if I would have just flipped it over, I would have saw that it is the Nissan Skyline GT-R VNR34 V-Spec 2 Nurmbering, which is awesome. So they're not really doing that in typical Hot Wheel fashion by putting it there on the package. That would be ideal, but they didn't do that. Next up is the Mercedes AMG GT3. Now this is such a cool car. It's probably, in theory, like overdone, but I'm not going to complain. It's, I don't know. I'm kind of like Shmi. I gravitate toward these cars. I don't know why. In real life, people, you know, the depreciation on these is insane, but they're just really cool. I mean, look at this. Look at the massive rear wing on this thing. Amazon Web Services. Huge body kit. Ground effects all throughout. Great racing slicks. Pirelli P0s. That's epic. It's got the Puma logo on there. The silver to black fade. Look at this. Front splitter. Massive front grille. Very aggressive. Kind of like if the Viper continued on. You know? I feel like the Viper would have kind of been like this. I mean, obviously, this is Mercedes. I get it, right? But Mercedes and Daimler and all of them, what is it? Stellantis. They're kind of all still together. This is kind of, I think, what the Viper would have evolved to. Similar. Okay, that's a whole different discussion. Let's talk about diecast. Let's talk about what we got right here. Look at those brake calipers in there as well. Although the kind of tiny front brakes, I would imagine they would have bigger brakes on the front of this car, just simply because it's a race car. Love the long hood. Although the new GT is cool because it has a shorter hood. It's a shorter wheelbase. I like that. The proportions are a little better on the newer AMG GT. But this one, classic, iconic, can't go wrong with it. Absolutely stunning. 55 years. Kind of hard to see the interior. Kind of hard to see the interior on the Skyline too. Let me see if I can pick that one back up. It's just black. But I'm sure it's detailed because it should be. It's a pretty highly priced car. Yeah, the dashboard is detailed. You can kind of see some gauges in there maybe, and the GT-R on the steering wheel. The rear view mirrors. Yeah, this is just so cool. Rear view mirrors on this thing as well. There you have it. There are the 1/43rd scale. As you can see, they're pretty sizable. 1/43rd scale Hot Wheel cars, numbers 5 and 6 that I was able to find technically on the pegs, but I did buy them from a buy-sell trade. Oh man, these are probably the best two. Yeah, I thought the Lamborghini and Corvette were awesome. These are just really cool too. I'm glad to have the Jeep and the Mustang to the collection as well. They're knocking them out of the park with these things. Again, they're expensive, but they are cool. So there you have it. There they are. Let me know which one is your favorite in the comments below. If you collect the 1/43rd line, and if you have all 6 of them, let me know in the comments below. And until the next one, have a good one.